Namaskar everyone. So welcome to Equi First Financial Modeling Training Come Internship process. So in this program, first today we are going to start with the basic Excel lessons. So here you will be learning the basic formulas that are most frequently used while you are working on Excel. The shortcuts which will be definitely helpful while working on Excel. Some formulas which are widely used like sum functions like filter and sort, arranging, different text functions, self-raising, if functions, EMI calculation, and so on. So in the first session we are going to learn about the basic Excel, and slowly as we proceed forward with this program we will be learning the advanced Excel functions as well, and then slowly we will be doing some case studies, and slowly we will also move forward with the live companies. So let us start with today's basic Excel lessons. So these are the some most commonly used Excel shortcuts that I have written down here. You guys can definitely refer to these things while working on the Excel. Now let us start with some of the basic functions on Excel which will be used on a daily basis. So let us first start with the basic sum function. So here for your practice the solutions are already given, and to help you better understand the entire thing, all the solutions are already given in this Excel sheet, and after I share this entire video with all of you guys, so I'm also going to share this Excel sheet with every one of you. So don't worry about it, and remember one thing, I'm very slowly and holding your hand, I'm going to take you guys through all the formulas, all the financial modeling training and everything, so you guys don't have to be worried about anything. Let us now start with the basic sum function. So as you guys are already aware about it, that if you want to put any formula on Excel for doing any kind of calculations, first you need to press equal to. Now what do you want to do? You want to do the basic sum of these figures, right? All these figures you would like to sum it. So press equal to. So press equal to in that particular cell where you actually want the value. What would you like to do right now is you would like to sum all those figures. So just type sum. Now you can see many other functions are simultaneously appearing here, like sum if, sum ifs, sum product, like that many other functions are also appearing. But the function that is appearing in the very front and which is highlighted in a blue color, so if you press tab, automatically this function will get selected. Otherwise you can just press arrow down and you can select the formula as you need. So press tab. So what did I just do? Let me show it once again. You want the result to be in this particular cell. Let's say we want our result to be in this particular cell. So what we do is, let me just zoom in a bit so that it is more clearly visible to all of you and you guys do not miss anything. So while there will be any overlap in the formulas, you can definitely look at this formula bar where you will be able to see all the complex formulas very easily. And here is the cell address. This is the name box, which is actually the cell address. You can see this is 8th column, 8th row. This is the row which is horizontal, and this is the column which is vertical, right? So I want my result to be here. So let us now sum this range of numbers. So press equal to type sum, press tab, the first bracket will appear. Now press right arrow key, go up, select the range, pressing select shift down arrow key, shift close bracket, press and enter. So you get the correct answer. The correct answer is also given here. Let me do it once again for all of you. So we press equal to, then we type sum, press tab key. Now you have 4 arrow keys, so you want to, let's say, go to the right hand side. So this thing is appearing here. Again right arrow to go to 100, shift arrow down, arrow down, arrow down, arrow down, shift bracket close, press enter. You have your result here, which is the correct result. Now if you would like to check that what is the range of values this formula has actually taken, so for that you can press F2 function key, F2. See, this value is actually appearing here. Which range it has actually selected, it is automatically appearing here. Now I'm just showing you a small trick. What did I do? I didn't press any escape or anything. It was there. I pressed F2. Let's say a huge range of data is given here. So if you would like to decode any formula, you can just do is that you can shift left arrow key and select this formula, and if you press F9, the values are appearing here. So what did I do? I just shift left arrow key, just this values, the cell references within this bracket, I just selected that. I pressed F9 function key 9, F9 I pressed, and I got to see what are the numbers, what are the values the sum function has actually taken. Now press escape if you want, or if you would like to just deselect and get out of this appearance, or you can press other keys are not working. So okay, I have something more also to show you here. So shift, you are selecting the entire formula. Now if you would like to see what is the result, so if you press F9 once again, same thing, it is appearing. Press escape, you have unselected the formula. So press F2 to check, press escape to get rid of the formula function. Now why did I took you through this if9 function? There is a purpose behind it which we are going to explain going forward. Now making a sum of all these numbers is very easy, right? But it's very difficult job when you have some alphanumeric figures like as we have in this particular example. Right everyone? So I'm just deleting it. You can do your practice here. Let me now just take you here. So see, month 1 plus month 5. So what should have been the result of the summation of month 1 and month 5? It should have been month 6. But the result here is showing to be 0. If you check the formula looks correct. Sum of F3 and F4. So the formula is actually correct. Sum of F3, this is the F3, and sum of F4. This is the formula. This is the F4. See, this is the F4. So the formula is definitely correct, but it is not possible because Excel doesn't recognize any alphanumeric figures. Excel only recognizes the numeric figures, the numeric values. So you can also try this thing by doing day 1, day 5. What is the sum formula? Sum press tab, shift down arrow key, shift close bracket, press enter, and the result is showing as 0. Now why I am actually showing this formula to you? Because you will be using this formula later on. So now how to make a sum of these two? There is a problem because you are not able to make a sum of these two alphanumeric figures. So just for now, let us delete this thing. And now let's say you would like to sum what? Sum day 1 and day 5. So what you can do is that you can select the area where you would like to actually have the values. Now press Ctrl 1. If you press Ctrl 1, this format cell thing will appear. Now here you have general, numbers, currency, accounting, date, percentage, fractions, so many things. Here at the bottom it is given here as customs. Click on it. Here you have sample, you have type. So just click on it, backspace, you erase it. Now what was your alphanumeric thing? It was days. So if you just press shift double inverted comma and write down day, close double inverted comma, space 0, and if you press OK, so these are the two selected rows that we had, row number 5 and row number 6. So we just formatted these two cells. Now see the magic. If you press, we said day 1 and day 5 we would like to see here. See, what did I do? I just press 1, press enter, it is appearing as day 1. So if I just select this cell, which is D5, it is showing as only 1, although here in the cell it is showing us day 1. Now let's move on to the next cell. Let's say it was day 1 and day 5. Let's say you are writing here, let's say 15, let's say 20, anything. I'm just doing 20. Press enter. You can see it is showing us day 1 and day 20. Now here when we tried to sum these two things, so the result was appearing as 0. Here if we try this thing, if we just do equal to, if we do sum, press tab, arrow up, shift arrow down, shift close bracket, press enter. See, it is showing as day 21. You can see it, right? So how this thing has happened? Because here we formatted the cells, and in the formula bar, which actually makes the appearance actual naked, and what is actually the underlying value, it is actually showing that. So here in the formula bar it is showing us 1, here it is showing us 20. So now like that you can add any alphanumeric things, and not only add, you can even multiply this two things. How to do it? Equal to, you can simply just do this thing also, this multiplied by this. See, it is day 20 because 20 once a 20. So like that, not only the day function, you can also include many other functions. Let me show you. Pieces. I'm writing here 5 pieces. Let's say 10 pieces. So if I would like to add this to numbers, is it possible to do it? Definitely not, because here it is showing us alphanumeric figures. So delete this thing. So we want our alphanumeric thing to be converted as just numeric thing here in these two cells. So we press Ctrl 1. This custom tab is appearing. Here we just typed day 0 because we wanted day double inverted comma means we wanted to make it the effect of this alphabets. We wanted to nullify this effect, and 0, that means whatever value we wanted to give here, we just did that. But here what text we have, we want to include pieces. So let's do it. It is this previous informations. Press shift double inverted comma. I hope it is not, I think it is not visible for all of you, but please try to do it along with me. So what I am pressing, shift double inverted comma, I want it in pieces, double inverted comma, close, press space 0. What did I do? Let me show you once again. Shift open double inverted comma, PCS pieces, close double inverted comma, space 0. I'm pressing OK. Now what pieces I wanted to include, you can enter any pieces. Let's say 100. See, 100 pieces, it is appearing like this. Here what we can do is, let's say 60 pieces, like that it is appearing, equal to sum. We can sum those two things, shift bracket close, press enter. It is showing us days. And why it is so? Let us check now. This data should have been in 60 pieces, 100 pieces. So we actually had this custom formatting here also earlier while we were working on this. So you can just check this pieces, press OK, it is appearing. Let's check again. Control, press 1. This format cell is appearing now. Now, this thing was not really appropriate, right? So what we did, we just changed the format. So again select these two things and let us make it 100 pieces, 60 pieces. So control, press control 1, customs, we want it to be like this. First the numerics, then the alphabets. So check this, select the 0 pieces, press OK. Now it is appropriate, right? Now let us move on to some other things. So see, here you are seeing that some numbers or something was there, some value, some alphabet, some words or anything, any content, any characters were there, but we cannot see it because it is showing as hash. Now what is the way to see that what really is here is that you can go here and you can just expand and you can see the results, but I'm giving a shortcut. See, it is not appearing, right? So you can press Alt OCA and it is working. Let me show you once again. If it is showing hash at any such place, what you can do is that means the text, so the cell size is actually smaller for all the text that is here. So press Alt OCA. See the shortcuts right over here. The shortcuts will appear here in this region also. Just focus on my mouse pointer. Just look at it. It will appear somewhere here. Alt OCA. It is happening. So this shortcut I have already shared in this shortcut tab. Now if you would like to check, okay, I am here in this general tab, but I would like to move on to the shortcuts tab. So how do you move on to the next tabs in the left hand side or in the right hand side? We generally do, we're working somewhere here in the Excel sheet, we manually drag our mouse, click on shortcuts, then we do it. But no, I'm giving a very simple shortcut. Let's say you are in general, you don't have to use mouse for that. Just if you would like to move on the left hand side of these sheets, it is the left hand side and it is the right hand side, right? So if you would like to move in this direction, that is towards from general towards shortcuts and welcome, in that case what you can do is that you can press control page up. See, it has moved to shortcuts. Now I would like to go to welcome, control page up. So you are moving towards the left hand side direction. Now let's move on to the right hand side direction. Let's say we would like to go to filter and sort. Control page down to go to the right hand side to filter and sort. Control page down, page down, page down. We have come here. Now let us move on to the shortcuts tab, shortcuts Excel sheet. Control page up, page up. So see, this kind of few shortcuts I have already mentioned here, which are most commonly used in our daily life. If you would like to add any row, how to do it? So how do you do is that you generally like this, select a row, then you do control plus, but I'm giving you a very easy shortcut. You are maybe here, somewhere far here. Still you do the same job, you press on it. Okay, let me show you with those things also. You do it like this, control plus, then you do it, or you just manually do it, like just you select this row, then you insert a row, but that is not the shortcut. So let me do it for you. Let's say you would like to add a row between add row and add column. So what you can do is that shift space. What did I do? Shift space. This entire thing is selected, right? Again I am showing you. You may be here also, anywhere else. Okay. Shift space, control plus. The row has been added. If you would like to eliminate this row, shift minus. Control plus, control minus. Control plus, control minus. So this is how you can add a row. See? And sorry, I think this is just a bit reverse thing I have written. So if you would like to add rows, there is the shift, you are doing space, control plus. Now if you would like to add a column, how do you do it? Let's say you would like to add a column between, D and F. There is E, but you would like to add another column. So what you can do is that you can just do control space, control plus. Okay. And if you would like to eliminate one of these columns, let's say if you would like to eliminate F column, control space, control minus. So in order to add, you press plus. In order to remove, you press minus. Now I shift between sheets. So this thing just I taught you. Control page up or page down. Page up to move towards the left hand side, page down to move towards the right hand side. Now let's move on to the general sheet. Control page down. Now see, some other few more formulas are given there, like how to do an average, how to calculate median, maximum values, minimum values. So average, how I am doing this average of those figures is that equal to A, V, E, R. See, average, it is appearing here. Press tab, select these numbers, press enter. It is appearing as 240. So this is the average value. I'm showing you once again. Press equal to average tab, select the range of data, shift close bracket, press enter. It is happening. Now let us look at how to calculate median. Median means the almost the middlemost value. Press equal to median tab, arrow key, right arrow key up, shift arrow down, shift close bracket. Press enter, you have got the median. I'm doing it once again. Equal to median, the right arrow key, up arrow key, shift arrow down, shift close bracket, enter. So it is the formula for median. Now maximum, that is which one is the maximum value in this data set, equal to maximum. I'm going here, selecting the data, close bracket, press enter, the maximum value is appearing. Let me do it again. Press equal to max. I think you just saw one thing, that I just jumped this cell selection from this 100 to here at the top of this data table. So how to do it is that you just press Control up arrow key and you just appear here on the top of this data range. Control down arrow key, Control up arrow key. Shift arrow down, shift bracket close, press enter. This is the maximum value. Now how to calculate the minimum value? Equal to min, again shift arrow down, shift close bracket, enter. The minimum value is here. So these are the very basic things. I think probably all of you know it. If not, pause this video, rewind, start watching it once again from the very beginning, learn it. And I think this particular thing was probably new for some candidates. Otherwise, these are the most basic Excel formulas that you know. Now, some other basic formulas we will be using in this general sheet. We will learn that, and it is actually very good, because how, when, why we are actually going to be using this kind of formulas. If you do not do the practice, if you do not go by the flow of this entire thing, probably it wouldn't come to your mind. So this is why we are doing these basic exercises which you have been doing probably since your childhood. Let's say I'm selecting this data range and I'm going to do a simple transpose of it, right? So now, what's so big deal about just making this data in the transpose format? What's so big deal about it? So the thing is that, let's say you have any company's sales data, a large set of sales data. At that time, if you do not know that you should be using this formula, then it would make your job very difficult. Let's say you have data set where you have this date and you have those different dates here, like let's say 29 June, 30th June, then next month 1st of July, 2nd of July, 3rd of July, like that. Now, if you need to make a table where you have to list down the sales data on this particular date, let's say it was 1st of June 2022. So let's say if your boss says, okay, list down the sales data, the expenses, the profit, the operating profit margin, or the net profit earned from that particular day's sales, if you do not know when to use this transpose formula, it would actually make your life very difficult. We will be facing such situations as well while as we go forward with this entire thing. So I'm selecting this data set and I'm doing Control C. I'm just copying it. Now for doing transpose, I have already given you the shortcut which is written over here so that you do not face any problem while you are doing it at home all by yourself while you are practicing it, and right now you are watching this video. Start working with me. Whatever I am doing, whatever cell addresses I am following, they are just you do your work so that if you miss anything, if there is any mistake, you can at least go back and check. You probably wouldn't be understanding the significance of it right at this moment because these functions are very basic formulas. But yeah, will have such situations where you will have to check whether your result is correct or not, or you will have to match your result with my result exactly accurately. So in order to make transpose of entire data, this entire data, you have to do transpose of it. So Control C, you just copy it, come here. How to now make it a transpose and paste it is that you press Alt and E. You have to do it rapidly. Alt E S. Alt E S. This thing will bring the paste special window. Now here you have so many things. You can paste it all. If you press it all, then it will just appear like this in a vertical manner. But we do not want it. We want this transpose. We want it in a transposed manner, right? It is in the vertical length. Now we want it to be in a horizontal mode. So what we can do is that we can press E because probably you wouldn't be able to see it from your device's screen, but transpose, Transpose. This E is underlined here. That means if you press E, see, this box has been checked. Now if you press enter, the job is done. This entire dataset has been transposed. Now let us just select this entire range of data and delete it. So we will do the same thing but using a particular formula, where you can just do equal to transpose tab, then here it is appearing as transpose first bracket, then array, that is the range of the data. So this is the range of the data, M3 is to M7. It is appearing in this area. Close bracket, press enter, but it wouldn't work this time. It would just show 100. See, press enter. Okay, it is only showing 250. So there might have been some mistake from my side. Let me check. Yeah, because from this point we have taken the transpose. It's all right. We will just do it once again, but this time how many data are there? 5. Equal to transpose, selecting the array, shift. Now if you press Control Shift Enter, then only this thing will come in a correct manner. Let me show you once again. We had 5 numbers here. So what we can do is that Shift 1, this is already selected, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we are pressing equal to transpose tab first bracket. Now it is showing array. You can just select this entire range of data or array. Shift close bracket. Don't press enter because it is changing its entire way of appearance, right? So just press Control Shift Enter. The job is done. So let's say if you have huge range of data, then what you can do is that for making transpose, these are only 5 data, so I manually counted all these data. But in that case, if it was, let's say here it was 100 plus data, it is not possible practically to for you to go and count it one by one and find out that there are 100 datas and then manually selecting it like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that time you could have combined the count formula with this array formula, right? So how to do that count formula, we will teach you that also. Because count is going to be really useful, although it is a very simple formula, but it will be very useful for you while you will be doing or calculating CAGR, that is compounded annual growth rate, where you will be calculating a company's compounded annual growth rate for last 10, 15, 20 years also. Now, here we have the count number. This is only numbers you can see and so many numbers are given here. So how to count all those numbers? It's very simple. You can see that we have 26 numbers here, but how to do it? Equal to, you just tell Excel that Excel please count. What should I count? Those numbers. So Control Shift arrow down, Shift bracket close, press enter. 26 is appearing here. Okay, so this is very easy because it is only numbers. But if you have the job to count alphabets plus numbers, so if this is the situation, what do you do actually? You can see that so many data are given there. Some are in alphas, some are in numbers. So how can you just do it, right? So here you have a formula called COUNTA, that is count alphabet, counts the numbers of cells in a range that are not empty. It is showing, press this thing. Just now count A, we have given the instruction, select this entire set of data and press enter. It is showing us 16. What is the formula we have taken? Count A, which is counting. See, while we were doing it, let me just explain this formula to you. Equal to count A. What it was showing? See, counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. So it can be alphabets, it can be numbers. So now can it be some special characters as well? Let us check. I'm just pressing @ a rupee sign. Let us check whether it works or not. Equal to count A tab. Now let us select the entire range of data. Control Shift arrow down, Shift close bracket, press enter. It is showing us 19. So earlier it was showing us 16. See, till HK, till this point the earlier formula was selected, but now if you check 19, this result, it has actually taken into consideration these things as well, like @ and rupee. Now if we just delete this hash, what would happen? This will become 18. Correct, this is becoming 18 because it takes into consideration all the cells where there is some value. See, I just deleted rupee sign, so it is becoming 17. So it is actually taking into consideration all the alphabets, numerics, or any value that is there. Now let us do or work on this thing, count alphanumeric. So what has been done here is that you have a given set of data with alphabets, numerics all mixed up, right? So here you can see the solution is only 6. So the result has been only 6. So what is the goal of this exercise is that you have to find out how many alphabets are there in this set of data. So if you just count it manually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there is nothing more, only 6 alphabets. So what we can do is that we can do equal to count. So what we can do is that here we have the entire set of thing which includes numbers as well as alphabets. So we can take this entire range of data. Then from this entire range of data we can eliminate the numbers or we can eliminate this alphabets. Now eliminating, so this portion only we have already got it done. So this portion is the numerical portion and the alphabetical portion. So the numerical portion is where there is no other thing but the numbers. We know how to count, how to use the count formula and how to use that formula which takes under consideration each and every special characters, numbers, alphabets or any character, any value that is there in the Excel cell. So what we can do is that we can count whatever number of values are there in this Excel cells. Then we can eliminate this particular numerical values. So let us just do it. Press equal to, type COUNTA, counts the numbers of cells in a range that are not empty. Press tab. So we are just actually selecting the entire set of data first. Control Shift arrow down. Bracket. Closing. We are okay. Now we are doing count. Count means it is only taking into consideration the numbers. Control Shift arrow down. Bracket close. It is showing us 6. Now let me explain what I have done once again. Press F2 if you would like to check. And as I was telling you, the use of F9, Shift left arrow key. If you press F9 here, you can see the numbers that has been taken into consideration. So this entire cell was range was taken into consideration. So this is not what I actually wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this one thing. So here how many numerics are there? Is 13. How did I get it? It's very simple. You just select this part of the formula, this entire formula, and press F9. See how many numerical values are there? It is 13. If you select this count A, it is becoming all the characters that is there. Press F9, you can see 19 minus 13. So inevitably the value is becoming 6. Okay. So now, how I calculated this thing? Let us do it together. Press equal to, type COUNTA for all the characters. Count A means count all the characters. Press tab, go to this range of data, Control Shift arrow down, close the bracket. Now what you need to do is that count all the characters minus count the numbers. Control arrow up, Shift, Control Shift arrow down, close the bracket, press enter. You have got 6. So this is the formula. If you are not comfortable and doing it for the first time, I'm just writing it down, this formula here for you. So if I just press, I think you have noticed that I copied this entire formula. How did I copy? I pressed F2. So this thing will be useful for you while you were practicing on the thing. So I pressed F2. This function, this entire formula appeared. I pressed Control A. So by pressing Control A, I selected this entire formula. I pressed Control C to copy, escape to get escape. Now, if I just would like to paste it here, would it really work? The answer is definitely not. because if I press just Control V, this entire formula is appearing, although this entire value is appearing here, but the problem with this thing is that we want the formula, not the value. The value is given here. So what you can do is that while you can press you can press F2, Control A, select this formula, Control C to copy this formula, press Escape to come out. Now if you would like to get this formula in a written format here for your own references, so you can just do one thing. You can press single inverted comma. Can you see it? Let me show you. If it is not clearly visible, I pressed single inverted comma, Control V, and press enter. This formula will remain like this. If you just look at the formula bar only, this particular comma, single inverted comma would appear, otherwise it wouldn't appear. Here you go. So this is the formula for this exercise of count alphanumeric. Okay, so now we are done with this basic thing. Now we will just teach you one more basic thing, which is calculating the year-on-year growth. Okay, so calculating year-on-year growth. So let's say I was telling you about the transpose. You were probably thinking, what is so big deal about the transpose formula? So we can make this entire table in the transpose format, where we will have the years like this horizontally, and then we can have the cells like this, and then we can have the year-on-year changes like this. We can do it. Anyways, but right now what we are looking for is that we would like to check what has been the year-on-year growth in the values of cell. What is the year-on-year growth of cells? This is what we would like to calculate. So how do you calculate this thing? Year-on-year growth is that you can press equal to, you have to then go to current year's value divided by previous year's value minus 1. Press enter. You have this 2 appearing here. Now what is this 0.2? So here if you look at it, if you just hide this thing, let's say this thing doesn't exist here, right? So if you just look at this 2018 and 19 figure, so you can definitely understand that in 2018 the total sales made by the company was 100 crores. Now in 2018 it was 100 crores, 2019 it is 120 crores. So what is the percentage change in sales? That is, what is the sales growth year-on-year basis? It is 20%. Now it is showing us 0.2. It's okay. We can even convert this 0.2 in percentage terms by pressing Control Shift percentage. Let me do it once again for you. Control Shift percentage, and the job is done. So now I just made the cell like this, right? Let me just redo this thing. Yep. Now I would like to check what has been the year-on-year growth. That is, in 2019 the company made a sales of 120 crores. So next year in 2020 the company made a sales of 150 crores. So what has been the growth on year-on-year basis? So let us calculate once again. Press equal to the current year's growth, that is 2020's growth, divided by left arrow key, go up arrow key, previous year's growth minus 1. Press enter. It is appearing as 0.25. So just go and select this, Control Shift percentage, and it is appearing in the percentage format. Now you must remember key I showed you there is a shortcut tab, right? Shortcut sheet given here. Control page up. So here I think I haven't added this thing. Let me just add it for you. Control shift percentage. For converting data to percentage. Now control page down. I'm going back. Now see, we were doing all those calculations, and so see, if we would like to do it like for the next year and next year also, so then we have to enter these formulas again and again, which we do not really want to do, because if we had, let's say, 150, 200, 300 or 1000 data, then it would have been really difficult to do the entire thing like that one by one. So what we can do is that simply we can just go Control C, and we can come down and we can select these two cells, and Control V, we could have just pasted this data. But there is also another shortcut for I think which you should know is that, see, press F2. So this was the formula. So shift, keeping this solution here, if you just press shift arrow down, and if you press Control D, Control D gives the Excel that command that you should copy this existing cells formula and paste it down. Control D for copy and paste down. I am not writing it in the shortcut sheet because we are going to use this two things, that is Control R for copying a formula and going right, and Control D for copying a formula and pasting it down. We are going to use this most frequently. So Control R, Control D. Remember these two things only. We will teach you how to use it and when you should be using it. So this is the most basic thing I wanted to teach you in this Excel sheet. Now slowly let us now move forward to the filter and sort. Now friends, we are going to do this filter and sorting. So filter is a very simple thing that you guys have done. You guys already probably know how to filter those data. So you guys already know it, right? Sorry. So you guys already know how to filter your data, right? So filtering means, let's say you would like to filter, see, a list of data is given here. Let us just go through it. Employee code, first name, last name, department, region, hiring date and salary. As per that, a list of data is given here. Long list of data is given here till 100. It can be 200, 300, 400, 10,000, 60,000 as well. So let's say if you were working for, let's say, Tata Steel, who have almost like 60,000 employees as of now, so handling those 60,000 data is not an easy job, right? So if you go here, go down below, what is the last row given here? It is more than 1 million, 1,048,576. So you can handle this long data here. But for our simple example, we have taken 100 data of all those employees who are working, let's say, in our company. So while we were scrolling down with our data, you saw that all those things, the heading was getting hidden behind this tab, right? So how would it be if you scroll down, but still along with it, this heading would still be here fixed And see, this is the Soma Roy, Department Finance, Region North, hiring date 25th of November 2008 and monthly salary 11,000. So now if I scroll down for, let's say, Dilip Jain, for this person, I'm not understanding what is this VDO, what is this North, what this is and what this is. If I am not able to understand this, then what we can do is that we can freeze the panes. How to do it? So for freezing panes, the shortcut is given here, Alt plus W plus F plus F. So if we press just Alt W, W means view. So if you just press Alt, all these shortcuts will definitely appear. So press Alt for view, press W. For freezing, you can press F. And for freezing panes, again you can press F. So see, this freeze, this panes has been frozen. And how it works, just look at it. So this is the employee code 1 and this is the first name, last name, department, like that. If you now scroll down, see, this top heading is not going up as it was going up earlier, right? So similarly, if you drag it in this direction, employee code 33, you can see the salary of employee code 33. If you just drag it, see, it is working like that. So what we can do for freezing pen, let's say we wanted our employee code and first name to appear all the times and rest last name, department. So this entire heading, let's say we want it to be constantly fixed and the first name and employee code to be constantly fixed. So what we can do is that the junction point of this and this, we would like to freeze all those areas, this area and this area, and we would like to move this area. So how to do it? Click on Roy. So this is the junction point. Now we would like to freeze the panes. How to do it? Once again, Alt W, F for freeze panes, F, freeze panes, again F. I'm not using any mouse. See, we would like to fix this area from, this is the junction point, Roy. So Alt W, F, F. It is fixed now. You can see it is moving freely. So now we would like to do some work on filter and sorting. So I am freezing it from the point of Soma, Alt W, FF. So what we would like to do is that if you would like to first filter some data, what you can do is that for filtering the data, for putting filters on the data, the shortcut is Alt DFF. Alt DFF. So it is now selecting this data, but we want to select this particular heading. So in order to remove this filter, Alt DFF once again. So let's say you would like to just select this heading. So what you can do is Control Shift right arrow key. This entire heading has been selected now. So you can just press Alt DFF for putting filters. You can see some tabs are opening here. So how would you like to filter this data? Let's say as per department, you can just press on department. Let's say you would like to see who are the people who are working in the finance department and who are in the accounting department. So I have checked these two boxes. So earlier it was like this, all selected. I am just deselecting this thing and I am checking only accounting and finance and pressing OK, so all the people who are employed in these two departments, accounting and finance, they will only appear. Press OK. You can see only finance and accounting people, they are only appearing here. Their name is only appearing here. How to undo it? See, department, there is a filtering symbol appearing here. Press on this, select all, select none. So let's say I would like to see who are working in the accounting department. Okay, this department, just very few people are working on this. So let us take some other data as well. Admin and let's say finance. So we have a large set of data who are working in the eastern region. So these are the employees who are working in finance, admin department, and their region is east. So this is how you can simply filter your data. Alt D FF in order to unselect this data. Now the thing is that let's say we have a complex situation where we would like to get the data for these things: admin of east, sales of west, finance of north. So now the thing is that when you would like to, let's say you have various criteria here, like you have this kind of criteria, so you can write it down, that you would like to view, you would like to see the people who are working in the admin or sales or finance department and who are particularly from these regions. So if you just put these things under your normal filtering process, then let us see how it would actually appear. So Alt D FF we are doing. Now department, what are the departments has been written here? Admin, sales and finance. Admin, finance and sales department. It's okay. So now we would like to see only these three regions: east, west and north. East, west and north. So if you select this thing, so just look at it, admin of east, that is all we wanted, nothing else. But here even admin of north is appearing, which we do not want. We just would like to view those people who are working as an admin from the eastern part of eastern region. So this is not possible to get this kind of complex data, this kind of complex filtering. It is not possible using just simple filter. So what we can do is that we can use this advanced filter. So let us deselect this thing, Alt D FF. Let us remove the filters. Now let us try doing it. So I am putting the advanced filter. Once again, let me just show. It is the home tab. So I am just putting, I am just going to the data using advanced filter. So here the filter the list in space or copy to another location. So we would just like to filter this list in this place only. So list range, what we would like to filter? We would like to filter only this data. What is our criteria range? Our criteria range, here we have written it to be, we have taken it to be this. This is our criteria we have written down. So if we just press OK, this three question and answer should actually appear and nothing else. Press OK. See, only these few things are only appearing. So what are those things? You can see this is the finance of North. Just a second. Admin of East, finance of North, finance of North. I think in my example the sales was, I think yeah, we have, I think, taken fewer data, so it is appearing it like that, but we have successfully applied this thing. So the sales part is not appearing because probably sales of West was not in our data, right? So now let me do some more thing for you. See, these data were a bit hidden, so now it is clearly visible to all of you. So these were just the criteria. Now how to do this entire thing? Let us do it once again from the very beginning. Alt D FF, Alt D FF. I'm removing all the filters that were put. All the 100 data are here. Now make your own criteria. Let's say you wanted people from the department finance whose region was, let's say, East. Let us take R&D this time. R&D, research and development we have taken. From which region? Let's say South. And let us say sales of North we are taking. So let's say we are taking this set of data. Now the thing is that while we will be applying the advanced filter on this entire set of data, so see, wherever finance, the word finance contains, even if it contains here, then also it would appear, right? So we are just copying this heading because we want our data from this entire table. So we are just copying this table right now. We are pasting our criteria here. Let's Control X cut this data. Let's go to department, Control V paste. So this is our criteria, right? Department finance, region East R&D, department region South sales department, region North. Let us now put the advanced filter. List range. It is looking for the list range. So Control Shift right, Control Shift down. So this is the list range. We have selected a criteria range. This time our criteria range is going to be this thing. So we are selecting this entire criteria range. Here. Now when we press OK, look at it. Finance of East, R&D of South, sales of North should appear. Finance of East is appearing. Just a second. Finance of East is appearing, sales of North and R&D of South is appearing. So now, as these things were actually getting filtered, so it was, you guys were seeing that, this data, this criteria range was getting hidden behind it, right? So let us now, okay, so now let us this time draw our criteria range here for your convenience, so that you can see it by yourself and check whether you were doing it right or not. Control Shift right, Control C copy, Control up, Control V pasted. Now let's say your department is finance of South, R&D of North, sales of West. So this is, if this is your criteria range, then what to do? Put advanced filter, list range. We have to give the list range. This is our entire list range. And what is our criteria? Criteria is in this area. So criteria range, let us take our criteria range and press OK. See, finance of South is appearing only, R&D of North is appearing only, and sales of West. Okay, so this department is not here probably in our example, so it is not appearing. So this is how you can put to use the advanced filter if you want. Now let us do some more exercises. You can see we have put the summations here, right? Sum total and subtotal. So as we have a large set of data right here, and you can see there is one more thing we have put is that the subtotal average department wise. So what we are actually going to do is that here we will look at, let's say if you want to see how much the admins from eastern part they are earning, how much salespeople who are working in the western region how much they are earning. If you would like to see like that, so what you can do is that equal to sum. Sum means what? Sum means the sum total of salaries of the entire company. What is the sum total of salary of the entire company? Matlab, what is the sum total of salaries drawn by all the employees who are working in an organization is that 10,07,600. This is the sum total. Now, what do I mean by this subtotal? Subtotal is that equal to, if you do subtotal, press tab, see all those functions are appearing. Whether do you want an average, count, count A, we already have used this two formula, count and count A. Maximum, minimum also we have used, sum we have used. So what we want is that we want the sum. So we can manually select it, or we can just press 9, comma, reference 1. So under reference we are putting all the range of salaries. You can see it is appearing here. Close the bracket, press enter, you are getting the subtotal, right? So if you would like to just add some decimal places here, you can do. If you would just like to reduce some, Alt H9, Alt H9, Alt H9. So it is in the same decimal place. Now Alt HK to put commas as it was in this figure. Alt HK we did. Look at it, Alt HK to put commas. Now this is the subtotal. Now what is the difference between sum total and subtotal? We will see that. So what is the difference between subtotal and sum total? Why we have done the subtotal? So the formula for putting filter is that Alt D FF shortcut. Now as I was telling you, we would like to see how much the finance people are earning. Okay, I have put this formula in a wrong place. Actually, I should have put this here so that it is clearly visible to all of you. And the change is also clearly visible. Alt O CA to remove this hash. See, the formula range is selected correctly, so we don't have to be concerned. Okay, so now let us look at it. So this is the area of our focus. Please look at, keep your focus on this thing. I'm marking it in yellow and this thing in, let's say, blue color. Just extending the size, Control B, Control B to make it bold, Alt H, a C for central alignment. It is not getting centrally aligned. Alt H, a C. It is not getting centrally aligned. Anyways, what to do? Now, so what is our main focus is that we just wanted to see that how much people who are working in the finance department they are making. So the sum total of all the employees who are working in the finance department. So now look at these changes when we press on OK. See, sum total is still fixed what we calculated, but the subtotal, that means what is our criteria range, as per that the subtotal will work. So this is the total salary paid to the people who are working in the finance department. So this is the subtotal. Now we have, now you can just change this filtering thing, and you can think like, okay, I would like to see salaries paid to the employees who are working in the eastern part. So see, the subtotal again changed. So all the people who are working in the eastern region, their name has appeared here only, and the subtotal of salary paid to the people who are working in the eastern region, it has only appeared. Now let us remove all the filters, Alt T, SF. Now I would like to check what is the average salary of the people who are working in the sales department. So let us now calculate the subtotal average. So how to calculate it is that press equal to, type SUB. See, the subtotal is appearing, right? So it is substitute, then subtotal, then IMSUB. So we want the subtotal, so select subtotal, press F. Now you can see that this many things are appearing, like average, count A. So we want the average, so type manually 1, press comma. Now what is our reference range? So it is going to be all the salaries. Control Shift arrow down. We have selected the entire range of data. Now shift bracket close, press enter. So this is the subtotal average subtotal salary, right? This is the average subtotal salary. We need to shift the decimal places. How to do it? Alt H9. Alt H9 you can do, but it's taking too much time because we have to press so many Alt H9, so you can do it manually also if it saves time. Otherwise, rely more on the Excel shortcuts. How to change the color is that Alt H, then manually you can just select the color like that. Control B, bold. You want it centrally aligned, then Alt H, A, C, centrally aligned. This particular figure is not getting centrally aligned. I do not know why, but yeah, else rest are appearing. So if we delete this thing, probably we can definitely do it. So it's okay. It is not about the formatting now, but the calculation part now. So average subtotal salary. So Let us now put the filters once again. Alt D FF, the shortcut. Now we would like to see the average salary earned by people who are working in the, let's say, accounting department. See, this is the sum total. It wouldn't change, you know it. Subtotal means it is the total of all the people who are working in the accounting department, and average subtotal, this thing is that the average salary drawn by all the accountants. So press OK, see the changes. These are the just few, only 2 employees here in the accounting department, so this is only appearing. Now Alt T FF, again press Alt T FF, because we would like to give another criteria here. We have one more thing to check. Let's say you would like to see how much is the salary for the people who are working in the sales department. So the total salary paid to the salesman, salespeople, and what is the average subtotal. Press OK, you can check it. So many employees are there in the sales department. So subtotal is this, that is total, this company pays total 1,42,400 rupees of salary to the salespeople, and the average subtotal salary is this. Now if you do not believe it, you can probably, it would take the entire set of data, I guess. H1 it is. Okay, it is just eliminating that particular data. Anyways, so this is the subtotal of salary paid to these employees who are working in the sales department only. So like that you can put your filters, you can use these formulas of sum total, subtotal, and average subtotal salary. Like that, please do your practice. Now there is, so we are done with this general part, we are done with this filter and sort. Now let us look at this arranging part. This arranging part. So here you can see that I have given some numbers here, profit and loss statement. Then the assets and equity part is also given there, but there is nothing to do with this thing. Now here, how to do sorting, data sorting. So let's say this range, you would like to sort this data. How to do the sorting part is that Alt D S. Now here this sort warning is appearing here. So what do you want to do? Expand the selection. If you expand the selection and press sort, then it would actually, the selected data plus it would select this PL statement thing. So whatever comes under this heading, it would just like to work with that. But we would like to just continue with current selection. So I am selecting this and pressing enter. So here we have something given. This sorting table, it is giving us what? Sort by row 3. This is the row 3 they are talking about. Sort on, so see, if you click it, it is only row 3 showing. Sort on cell values, cell colors, font colors, conventional formatting icons. No, we just want the cell values. What are the sorting orders? Smallest to largest. It is in this order, largest, smallest, that is from 23 to this. So ascending or descending order, it is asking for it. So largest to smallest, that means here in place of 2017, 2023 would come if we press OK. This is appearing here. Now why it is showing as values? Because we put some formulas here. This is why it is showing some values in this. me let me just put some simple digits here. I think that would do better. If you just manually put, because it was taking the formula. So if you just change the direction of the entire formula, then their cell referencing also changes. So it didn't work because of that. But it's okay. What I was actually trying to show you is just this thing. Alt DS for putting sorting, then continue with current selection, press enter to sort the data. You have row 3 selected, cell values, largest, smallest, click OK, it should come 23 first. So see, it has worked like that. So it is the basic sorting thing you can use. I'm changing this because I wanted it to be from 17 to 23. Now let's see. Here we have some more basic functions given here, like the text functions. I think you guys already know it very well how to do it. This uppercase, lowercase, proper case, I will just show it once and we will just quickly move forward with this thing. This thing is the concatenate formula, or the AND thing we have put in. This particular formula is going to be useful. That is the concatenate thing. So we will teach you that. And this is some small formulas given here. So upper, lower and proper. You guys, I think you guys already know it. So how to do the proper thing, you know. Upper, so this is the uppercase, lowercase and proper case. Uppercase means all these things would be in the capital letters, equal to upper. If you press and select this thing, close bracket, everything will be in the uppercase, that is in the capital letters. You saw it. Now the lower, equal to lower. So Aditya, this time is completely in uppercase, that is in capital letters. Lower, it will be all the letters will be now in small letters. Proper, so proper, this is not in proper way. Some text are in capital, some are in small letters. So proper, it is just this. Now these things are something very simple. We will teach you later on if you want. So this is the name code. You can do it. So it is like from the left hand side of Aditya, we after using this left formula and after referring to this cell, we have just taken first three letters from the left hand side. If we put the right formula, we would have taken AYT like that. And this is the card length, you can see. So card length means how many letters are there, how many characters are there. This is the thing. So let's say equal to LEN for length. For non-days, this is there. Shift close bracket, press enter. How many digits, how many letters are there? It is 9. Name code, it is very simple. Once again, see the name code how it has been done. Just if you want to take it from left, you can do it left. I'm doing it in the right, from the right thing I'm taking. So let's say Aditya, this is I'm taking. So now I have selected this cell. Now how many characters I would like to take? Let's say number of characters 3 I would like to take, close bracket, press enter. See, from the right hand side it has taken the data A, Y, T, like that. So this is the name code. It is from the right hand side I have taken. You can take it from left hand side. So these are the very simple basic things. Now I have put my name here. You can see that I have put in my name here, right? Now these two names are in different cells. This is in M5, this is in N5. Similarly, these two are also in different cells. You can see Arun Joshi. If you look at this name, this is in proper case, but yeah, both are in different cells. This is in C10, this is in D10. So if I would like to put these two names in one place, what I can do is that equal to, I wanted this name to be together, Arun and Joshi. Arun Joshi, that is coming together. So like that, if you would like to put a hyphen like this, can you see it? Soumitra hyphen on. So like that, if you would like to do it, then also you can do it. How we can do it is that, let's say we are taking the example of Arun Joshi. So equal to Arun equal to, we're selecting our object and we're putting the hyphen in an inverted comma and Joshi. Press enter, it is working. So what did we do is that we first give the reference for the first cell where the data is there, and we pressed inverted comma, then we put a space, then what did we do is that this is a hyphen we have given, inverted comma closed, and then the second cell reference we have given. So this is how you can do it. Now we have this thing. So we are done with these things. We're done with this thing so far. Now we would look at the cell phrasing part, which is actually very important. So all those things are now, from now on, whatever you guys will be doing here, all of these are going to be really important. So first, for a reference, it is the cell phrasing. This is the cell phrasing part. So how to remove this phrase pane is that Alt W FF. So I want it to be here. Alt W FF. Yes, it is more comfortable for me now. Or I would like to just be it here so that I can show it to you properly. So Alt W FF. I would like to be here, like it to be here. Alt W FF. Now see. Let us delete all those data that are here. Let me delete this thing also. do it everything from scratch. Okay, per month is given there. Okay, so these are the only data now we have. Yes. So the revenue amount is given here. This is the revenue per unit. This is the number of units. This is the number of months. So what is that? What we are actually trying to do is that we have revenue per unit given here. We have number of units sold in a month is given here. And we have 12 months tenure, that is 1 year's tenure. So in 1 year, how much this company earns, we have different scenarios for that, and we are actually going to calculate all those possibilities that actually exist. So in this table, we have designed this table. For that, if you look at it, so what this table says is that annual revenue, and this is the 24th row, which shows the customers per month, and this is the revenue per customer. So see, this is the revenue 2500. So 2500 I have taken. So then if the revenue goes up to 550, 2600, 2650, so this is like the, if the revenue, that is per unit selling price, if it goes up, you can revenue per unit, I have written it here, you can see it. So price of 1 unit of goods sold. So what we are actually trying to do here is that, let's say if the number of customers per month remains 500, and if the price of per unit goods sold, if it remains 2500, so what is going to be the revenue for this month in this scenario? Let us see. It is going to be very simple, 500 units multiplied by 2500, which is the price. So what is going to be the revenue? It is going to be, actually I have written it here, it should not be like this. Anyways, yeah, so what is going to be the total revenue if my price is, if my quantity is, let's say 500, and if my price is 2500, what is going to be the result? It is going to be quantity multiplied by price. So this is the exact same thing I have done here. So now let's say if the price of the product remains same, and if the quantity goes up and the sales becomes 550 units, what is going to be my turnover? So it is very simple, 550 multiplied by 2500. So similarly, if we just copy this formula and paste it here, it is showing hash. So what we can do, Alt OCA, we can see that this thing has shifted rightwards. Now what did I do when I calculated this thing? I multiplied this 550 and this 2500, but when I copied the same formula and pasted it here, and I wanted this multiplication of 600 units or 600 quantity and the price 2500, so the result should have been something like this, isn't it? It should have been, result should have been what? 15 and 5 zeros, right? But the result is this, so it should have been 15 lakh. Now this amount is something completely else. So what has happened? Let us press F2 and check it. If you press F2, you can see that this formula was supposed to take 2500 as price, but it has mistakenly taken this thing 1250000 as the price. The quantity is still this, but the price has wrongly changed. Now why did it happen is that I copied this formula from this area. I copied this, which was originally this formula, and when I pasted it here, so although this formula was correct, but when I shifted rightwards, so all the things, all the variables also shifted rightwards. See, I shifted from this cell 1375000, I shifted rightwards to this cell. Along with that, the price also, the quantity also shifted rightwards, and the price also shifted rightwards. So what could have been the solution for this? So we could have done what we could have done so that even if we shift rightwards, this price would remain constant. Is that if we could fix this 2500, so that even if we shift rightwards, this price would remain constant, and this quantity would keep shifting rightwards and rightwards. So D25 is highlighting in red, which is this cell showing 2500 of price. So if you press F4, you can see that $2 signs are appearing here. So that means this cell has been completely fixed. That is this D25. So what is this D25? It is 25. This 2500, that is D25, this cell has been fixed in this formula. So now if you copy and paste it towards right, what is the shortcut for it? You can either do Ctrl C copy and shift rightwards and paste it. It is going to work, and it is going to work perfectly fine. You can check. Price is fixed, the quantity is shifting rightwards. Or what shortcut you have is that you can just say this formula is correct. So you select the cell, shift right, all the way right till the point you need your formula to be dragged, and press Ctrl R. After pressing Ctrl R, you can check whether this figure is this calculation is right or wrong. Press F2, 900 multiplied by D25, which is this. So it is perfectly fine. Now we have a different scenario. We have this much quantity, 500 quantity sold, and the price, if the price goes up and it becomes 2550, then what we can do is that press equal to quantity multiplied by price, press enter, and if we copy it and paste it here down, Alt OCA, so this result is too big. That means something wrong has happened, right? Same thing happened is that in the E25 it was supposed to select actually E24, that is the quantity, because the price is 2600, it is correct, but the quantity was supposed to be 500, but it has taken 12, that is 12,50,000 as the quantity. So what you should do is that you should now fix this quantity part. So that means quantity will remain 500 and the price if it goes up. So this is what we are actually looking for. So what we can do is that here itself we can fix this quantity of 500. How to fix it? By pressing F4. And how to copy it down is that you select that cell which has the correct formula, shift arrow down, Control D. The result is correct. right? Now for this cell, what you should do for calculating what is going to be the revenue, if your quantity is, let's say, 550 multiplied by the price is 2650. So this is the correct answer. But tell me one thing. Do you have patience? Do you have that much nerves to do all the calculations manually just like that? Do you really have that much patience that you would like to do so many calculations manually? I don't think so. So what can be the solution is that we are working on Excel, right? So we have a very simple solution by using which we can do this entire calculation in a moment. So I will show you how to do it. So we are just keeping our calculation figure here to keep an eye on it only. So if this is the case for annual revenue, what is the annual revenue we have calculated? This is a simple calculation. I have just calculated the annual revenue and keeping it here. We will be using this later on. You don't have to be worried about it right now. We will be using this thing later. That will be used. Okay, so let us get back to our calculation now once again. So we wanted this to be like this. When we calculate 500 quantity multiplied by, let's say, 2550 price, then it should give the result here. If I would like to see what could be the revenue if I multiply, that is, if I sell 700 quantity of goods at a price of, let's say, 2700. So all those calculations at once, at one moment, we want that, right? So let us now use one simple formula for cell freezing. So press equal to 500 multiplied by 2500. Now tell me, what would you like to be fixed here in this formula? You want your entire row to be fixed only? Entire row, you would like your entire row. So how it is going to happen is that if you, let's say, shift rightwards, your row's value, that is your quantity, would shift rightward. If you want your calculation to be done here, that means you are shifting rightwards. So that means your row should move, right? So as your calculation, your area of doing calculation, this area of doing calculation is what? 550 multiplied by 2600, and this point is what? It is 800 multiplied by 2700. So that means as you move rightward, so you should have a freedom where you can move rightwards easily. So this row should be easily movable. So you should be able to move along with the row, आगे पीछे, right? And you should have the freedom so that you can move upwards or downwards, that is as per the column. So you should have the independence to move forward or backward along with this column, right? So in this row and this row only, this row is fixed for me. So I said it completely reverse, but yeah, the actual thing is that I want my entire row to be fixed. So I will move along this row only, and I wouldn't come down or go up as the formula moves here and there. So that was my main objective for the formula. So I was supposed to, I should fix the row, I should fix the row, and here I should fix my column, because I would not like to move away from my column and I would not like to move away from my row. So that is the correct logic. So if you press F2, you can see I have fixed the D25, and D is the column. D is the column. So I would just like to move along this column only. So I fix the column. I fix the column only by pressing F4. See, D25 and E24. So 24 is the row. So the row is fixed. So this is actually the correct answer. If you go here, don't worry, I am just going to show it to you guys once again. So 900, it is fixed, and D33, that is 2900, this is fixed. So let me just show it to all of you once again. I'm deleting this data, doing fresh from 0. See, what I want is that this is 500. So this number of quantity, this quantity is in the row. So I would like to move here only, and that is my fixed pathway. I would not like to deviate from my row. So I want my row to be fixed. कि कुछ भी हो जाए, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, I want my row to be fixed. So how I can fix my row is that my row number is 24. So I'm fixing my row number only. So see, E24, I have fixed my row, multiplied by, I want my column to be fixed. I want my column to be fixed, right? So what is my column number? It is D. D is my column number, right? And 25 is my row number, so it is a different thing. So D is my column number. So I would just like to move with this vertically, not horizontally. So I want my column to be fixed no matter what. So this is actually the logic. So if I press enter now, and if I do control C, shift rightwards, shift down arrow key, control V, I have got the correct answer. How to check it? Just come to any cell. I am coming and checking the last cell at the right hand bottom corner. It has taken into consideration this 900 units quantity and D33, which is actually the revenue per customer. So it is the correct answer. Now I have this another table which is the same table, but I would like to get this result using a different thing which we have. I would like to, here there is a data level given here. So here we have what if analysis and data table. So I would like to use this function to solve this thing. So it is like customer per month. If it becomes this, price this. So what could be my revenue in a normal scenario? It is the annual revenue is this. So I am linking this figure, total annual revenue, which is 1.5 crores, that is 1 crore 50 lakh, this amount. I am linking this amount here at the corner of this table. How I am linking is press equal to, go to this thing, press enter. Now what you can do is that you can just go and check what if analysis, data table, row input cell, column input, press OK. It is not working, right? Now it is showing a particular message that it should not overlap the data. So that means we should give it a free space where it can actually paste the data. So select this particular place where it can take the data from this row and this column and present it here only. I selected this place to be this, but it was overlapping, so it wouldn't work. Now in this area, if you just try what if analysis, data table, row input cell, so row input cell it is saying, so this is the 500 which is the row input cell, column input cell which is column minus this one, 2500, press OK. It is not working, right? So what is happening wrong? It is a thing called data table, right? So if you just select this entire set of data, and give it the inputs, then now the question is how to do this entire calculation using data table. So let us look at it. So we have the same table as we have the table here, right? So okay, so I would like to add one more thing here because we were calculating annual revenue here. So the scenario here, let's say what it can be. So this is the monthly sale. So if in a month my number of customers are 500 and if the price is 2500, then this could be the monthly revenue. So I have written here the annual revenue part. So if I wanted to calculate what should be my annual revenue, what I can do is that I can just simply multiply this thing with number of months. Number of months I can multiply. So if I copy this thing and paste it, if I once again, if I copy this formula and it is not happening. Yeah, so I have to fix this 12, and now if I just copy this formula and paste it here and paste it here, then it will give me my annual revenue. So at this cell, check the value. It should be 830 multiplied by 2900 multiplied by 12. So it has given this result. Now the same problem, if I would like to solve it with the help of some other functions, then how it should be. So here in this table, so here you can see that I just calculated this thing sometimes back, which is the annual revenue. You can see, and this was the annual revenue. How it was calculated? 2500, which is the revenue, number of units and number of months. I just multiplied it and kept the annual revenue here. Now I have some use of it. So I'm pressing equal to link this thing in my calculation. Press enter. I got this amount, 1 crore 50 lakh at the top corner of my table, and I will use the data table to calculate the annual revenue. So how to do it is that you select this entire range of data. I would rather say data and table, this thing, where you have this data from 1500. You have all the data in the row, that is the number of units, and columns. And then if you click on what if analysis, and if you do data table, row input cells, what row input cells you have, in rows you have the number of units, in columns you have the price. If you press OK, you get the result. So this is the result, which is equal to that table's result which we just calculated. You can see 31 320 000, 31 320 000. Press F2, you can see B2, B1. So they have taken the references here and they have calculated this entire thing using the data table. So this is also another very easy way for doing this. But yeah, the use of formula is you should be really well versed with how to use the formula. So for you, I'm just doing taking you through the entire formula once again, because there was a bit interruption here, right? So I'm just taking you guys through the entire formula thing once again, and how with the help of formula you can do it. So you do not need any such thing. So yeah, simply with just using formula without using any like data tables and any functions, how to do it is that you press equal to. Now you are selecting the row value in the row, and you want your row to be fixed, that is you want your 24 to be fixed no matter what, multiplied by the price, and you want your column to be fixed because the price is in the column. How to fix it? That is, you fix the D. You have fixed the D, right? And you would like to see the annual revenue. So here you would get just only the monthly revenue, because this is only monthly. Number of units per month and revenue per unit, and this is number of months given here. So I'm clicking on it, B3, and I'm just fixing and freezing the entire cell. Why? Because this formula would go in this direction, ups and downs here, there, but this 12 should not change. So I'm fixing this entire cell, B3. Press enter, Control C, shift right arrow, shift down arrow, Control V. See, I have got this correct answer, which is 31 320. You can see it. So this is how you can freeze the cells and you can do the work, and you can use the data table also to calculate this kind of data. Now here I have this EMI calculator. So how to calculate EMI? We will also teach you that, and how you should make how you can make such a calculator, and how the how it is actually happens, how after paying your EMI, how the interest component it actually acts, how the principal actually acts, how the outstanding loan amount actually been calculated. So all these things we will teach you now.